What's up, guys? Mind Warrior here, or Christian, and today we have week 1 of the GPC. Now, this week we went against Pierre, or the VCU Reshirams. Now, for my first game, this is going to be a tough one. He has a very well team. He has a lot of threats: Megalopony, Crobat, Azumarill, Slowbro, a lot of big threats. So, I'm just going to break down the team that I kind of put together. So first, we got Porygon Z, Scarf Porygon Z. I did this for the Lopunny just in case for Speed Tie. I did it mostly for the Crobat just in case, so I can definitely outspeed it. Have the Tri-Attack for the adaptability. Have the Dark Pulse just in case he does bring the Doublade or Meloetta. And also for the Slowbro. Psyshock for if he brings the Virizion, the Hitmontop, or the Megalopony, and the Crobat as well. Then Hidden Power Flying, which was a last-minute decision for the Megalopony, or for the Hitmontop, or for the Virizion. And as you can see, full investment in speed and special attack. Then you have Thor with the Life Orb, so it can still do a lot of damage while still being kind of specially defensive with the spread I gave him, and it can still dish out a lot of special attack damage. So I gave it Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Flying, again, for the stab, and Thunderbolt for the stab for the Crobat, for the Azumarill and the Slowbro, for that. Knockoff just to have a knockoff user because it's so important, and then Thunder Wave if I can get it off on the Megalopony, because the Megalopony is really going to be the big threat in this. So, then of course Mega Sceptile. Got the Leaf Storm, the Dragon Pulse, Giga Drain, and Hidden Power Dark, for the Doublade and for the Meloetta, just in case he does bring to choose those. And then, of course, Giga Drain, Leaf Storm for the amount of water types that he has, because he has a lot. And then Dragon Pulse for the Dragolge, really, because the Dragolge is a big threat to the team. Then, of course, again, max speed, max special attack, simple. Then we have Spider with a Chople Berry, so it can tank a hit from the Megalopony. Has enough defensive investment so it can live a hit. Stealth Rock as my rock user, Will-O-Wisp to pretty much break any of his physical attackers, and then Earth Power and Lava Plume just as nice attacking moves to have on it. Then Big Money with the Assault Vest, so it can live a special hit if he does bring it. Rocking the Earthquake, Waterfall, Stone Edge, and Ice Punch. So it's a nice physical wall. And now for the key of the game, Golbat. With this investment, it can one-shot a Megalopony, and it can one-shot a Virizion with Brave Bird. This is the key to winning this, and it has enough defensive bulk so it can live a hit, live a Ice Punch, live a return. So this is the key to winning, pretty much. So this is the team, and I think we're going to get right into the game. I'm going to talk to Pierre, and we'll get right into it. Alright, I'm back. Just had my match with Pierre, and we're just going to break it down. So, I see his team. He didn't bring the Dragolge, which surprised me, and he brought 3 water types, which really shook me. I was very surprised that he did this, and I was really upset that the Porygon I switched HP Grass originally to HP Flying. But I have a chance. Most of the threats I prepared for came: the Crobat, the Lopunny, the Slowbro, and he brought the Meloetta, and I was prepared for that. So that's good. So I think about it, and I decide to lead off with the Sceptile just so I can see what he leads off with. And he has the same idea and leads off with his Mega as well. So I have to switch out. He Mega Evolves, and he gets the crit on the Fake Out. So, of course, he's going to switch out, and he gets into the Crobat, and me being not smart, went for the Earthquake. I should have gone for the Waterfall easily. So I see what he goes for. He goes for U-turn easy. Switches into Slowbro because he knows I can't do anything. So, of course, I went for the Stone Edge just to make sure I got damage on something. Now, this thing's defensive. We know this. So I switch into the Sceptile to tank the Scald, and, of course, the Burn. Pivotal. Although he has no physical attacks, residual damage just hurts. Sends in the Crobat, knowing I'm probably going to go for the Giga Drain. I should have gone for the Dragon Pulse, predicting this thing. So some of my predictions are off a little bit from the get-go. So I have to switch out because this thing can one-shot me. So I go into the Heatran because it can tank any hit this thing wants to throw at me. So he switches into, of course, the Toad, and so I burn it just to get some damage off on it, as I knew it was going to go for the Stealth Rocks. I get my own Stealth Rocks up, predicting that he's might not, but of course he goes for the Scald anyway, which kind of bothered me, but it's okay. Now, I didn't think he was going to bring the Seismitoad, so I didn't have a Defogger. So I switch into Sceptile, tank the hit, but the burn's just racking up. And now, me being, again, predicting, I should have gone for the Dragon Pulse again, but he switches into the Meloetta, and me not realizing that this thing just tanked a Giga Drain from a fully invested Mega Sceptile, I should have calced that this thing wouldn't kill. And of course, he couldn't take me out with the Hyper Voice, and this was key, because now I don't have a Grass Stab. So I switch into Boats and Hose, and the Tri-Attack doesn't kill, but luckily the Focus Blast does miss. That could have just destroyed the entire game for me. But I do get the Meloetta out of there, and he switches into the Lopunny. Now, I know I can't outspeed this thing or one-shot it. I actually did calculate. I do outspeed, but I won't one-shot with Tri-Attack. So I send in the Golbat to tank whatever hit, but he sends in the Slowbro, and I go for the Roost predicting this. Now, right here, this is the key point of the match. Just the luck I had. I got the Toxic off, which is perfect, but he gets the burn. Now, as I said earlier, this thing's the key to victory. This thing one-shots the Mega Lopunny, undoubtedly. I put enough investment to one-shot it. And of course, the thing is my key to victory gets burned, and I have no Heal Bell user. I really wanted to have Heal Bell and bring Sylveon in this game, but I didn't find a use for Sylveon, really, that would have been beneficial to the team, and all these other mons had more impact. So, there's nothing I can do. This thing's burned, and I just have to try to pull this out with Thundurus and the other team members. I have only a little bit left. So, I get burned, and there's really nothing I can do with this Golbat. So, my idea is I can most likely stall this out. As he goes for the Ice Beam, and with the Eviolite, it really doesn't do that much, and without Stab, so that's the good part. So, now he switches into the Crobat. So, I go for the Super Fang, predicting anything to come in, because he knows he can't outstall me. He goes for a Roost himself, as I go for the Brave Bird, which I shouldn't have. I should have roosted myself, or even switched into the Thundurus at this point, because I know Thundurus can take this thing out one shot. So he doesn't kill me with the Brave Bird, because this thing is defensive, and I get a nice Roost off. So I really can't win this stall battle, and he goes for the Defog, which this really killed me. Now the reason that that Defog really got me is because, yes, I still have Heatran, I can set up the rocks. The problem is, I'm really not going to have a chance to set up the rocks. That's the big thing. I'm not going to have a chance to set up my own rocks again, because this Lopunny is going to come in and most likely one-shot the Heatran, and I can't get residual damage up on this Lopunny, so I can send in Porygon Z and then one-shot it with Tri-Attack. Now that's a key point in this match, is to whittle this thing down so now the Porygon can outspeed and one-shot it because Golbat's burned. So I send the Thundurus, predicting the Roost, which I should have done many turns ago. And he switches out, and of course, as I go for the Thunder Wave, he switches into the Seismitoad, which I should have predicted, and again, should have run HP Grass on most of these mons, seeing all these Grass types. Now I get the knockoff off, does a decent amount of damage, and he gets up his Stealth Rocks, which right now, it's not looking good. I go for another knockoff, knowing that the burn can take it out. He gets a crit on the Scald. That should have ate it up because I invested a lot in special defense. And the hacks are just killing me at this point. Now, I live a Fake Out. Now, I go for the Thunder Wave, and yet again, he goes into a mon that's already statused. So that really hurt. So now, I just have to go for the Thunderbolt. If I went for a Thunderbolt there, it would have been a key point because I would have taken out that Slowbro. And of course, the Golbat goes down, but also Thundurus goes down. And right now I'm leading this game, but not by very much. So I send in Golbat just to have the fake out run out. And now I send in the Heatran. Now he sends in his Azumarill, and I should have predicted this and went for the Will-O-Wisp right away. But as you're going to see here, a Waterfall still takes me out, and I have almost full defensive investment, and I don't know how it did it. So I have to send the Porygon Z. I just have to go for Tri-Attack. It doesn't kill, and a Waterfall almost takes me out. So there is still a chance to come back from this. I have to switch out and have the Swampert take the fake out. If this thing didn't get critted, this thing would have been much more impactful. So now he can just take me out easily and outspeed me with a return. I'm hoping that I get a crit with this thing, with Tri-Attack, and I don't. And he's just going to take me out with a return, and that's the end of the game. A very close 2-0 in Pierre's favor. A great battle. He's a great battler. Check him out. His YouTube link will be in the description. I made some poor mistakes in this battle. If I went for the Thunderbolt on the second time on the switch of the Lopunny into the Slowbro, I would have taken it out, and all I would have needed to do was take out this Lopunny, and maybe I would have won. Maybe it would have been a 1-0 then. I don't know. I made some poor mistakes. It was my first match in the GPC in a league format. I'll learn from this. Next week we go against the Texas Savage Tauroses and their coach of Nacho. Arguably the best team and the best player in the league. It's going to be a tough week next week with Sandstream, Hippowdon, Excadrill combo. But I believe we, as the New Jersey Jumpluffs, can take out Nacho and win this match. Although we're 0-1 at the moment, I really do believe we can come back and we can still make it to the playoffs and we can still go up. We're still up for that cup. It's only the first week. Just because we lose once doesn't mean a thing. We're still coming back. We're still fighting. It's going to be a good season. I can see it. So that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the battle. Although we did lose, it was a great battle. Pierre's a great player. He has a great team. I wish him all the best for the season. And I will catch you guys next week. Peace out.